Hey, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to test the Sony 200 to 600. Let's take a closer look.
Last weekend I spent some time at Lake Constance testing the new A7R IV together with the 200 to 600 tele lens of Sony. Before we take a look at some birds, check out the Zeppelin. To all the photographers who say we don't need more megapixels. The detail you can get with this camera at good lighting condition is just incredible. The party of cropping never stops, and even at ISO 1000 you get great detail. That was probably the first Zeppelin I saw for about 20 years. Sometimes even the small things can satisfy you. Look at that water rolling off the duck. Pretty cool. That duck probably wanted to look neat for all the lady ducks around. I could really watch that all day long. I also took some images. Let's take a closer look. Those ducks were really good to start the day. They weren't far away, the sun was okay, and I could test different settings of my camera. And I was really excited how the lock-on autofocus would perform. By the way, this footage was taken at 600mm handheld. The stabilization of the camera and the lens really did a good job here. The tele lens offers 3 different modes of stabilization. For me, mode 1 works best when shooting handheld. Which mode do you use when shooting handheld? Please leave a comment below and share your experiences with us. Before showing you images of birds in flight, 2 more images of ducks. When you're able to get really close, you don't need a macro lens anymore. Just crop your 600mm images. Although shooting at f6.3, I'm really satisfied with the bokeh of this lens. What do you think? Then a beautiful kestrel showed up. While having a clean background, the camera had no problem keeping it into focus. Now he encountered some prey. Now that we've seen what the A7R IV can do in terms of detail, let's put its autofocus to the test by shooting a nice series of a bird flying through the sky. All these images are already cropped. As you can see here, there are only 3 megapixels left. Let's take a closer look at this image. This is already cropped down to 24 megapixels. I was shooting at auto ISO and somehow the camera decided that ISO 100 is the best setting here. Probably the sky would have been totally overexposed if the camera increased the ISO. Luckily the dynamic range of this camera is insane, so it is pretty simple to bring back all the details in Lightroom afterwards. During lunch I spotted some chaffinches. I hope I pronounced it in the correct way. That was actually super cool because I could get very close, shoot at low shutter speed at low ISO numbers, getting as much detail as possible. But then I encountered this bird. Suddenly he discovered me and I had to run for my life. I put on my camouflage because I wanted to take some pictures of those birds. Those birds can also look really cute and really amazing when you take a closer look on the feathers. Actually, you can even see each individual strand of feather. Wow! Before shooting some more birds of prey, I just relaxed at the lake. Although the autofocus is amazing, it had its weak moments, but for me that's fine. By the way, that's a blurry kestrel again. At the Constance Sea there are a lot of vineyards. And the grape harvest was in full progress. In the vineyards there was a lot of prey. And there were common buzzards everywhere. This time the autofocus worked a little bit better, even though the background is disturbed. Unfortunately the birds were pretty far away. And all shots were also backlit. Not the best conditions. But then out of nowhere another buzzard rised up in front of me. The following images are uncropped. The bird filled the frame completely, the situation was just perfect. Then the bird came back, not as close as the first time, but I really loved this image. Later that day when I reviewed my images, I noticed that I did a huge mistake. Do you see that shutter time? The bird was so fast and so close, the image is just blurry. Man, I was so frustrated. 61 megapixels, and because I'm so stupid, it looks like 6 megapixels. What a fail. So please, never use a shutter speed below 1000 when you think of shooting birds in flight. Please don't make the same mistake as I did. Oh, by the way, there were not just birds looking for prey. I mean, that is wildlife. Wow! That cat was also trying to stare me to death. Okay, let's go back to the lake and let's see what other birds we can catch in flight. Focus is still fighting with the disturbed background here. Let's change to the location. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. sunlight, and seagulls at a distance of 10 to 50 meters. Fast shutter speed, low ISO, I was in paradise. Oh, it just looks like as if this seagull discovered something. Ooh, nice feet by the way. Not in focus, but anyway, it looks happy. Nice catch! Then this one showed up and decided to look straight into my camera. Nice buddy. There were also a couple of jaybirds around, but too far away to get a good shot. There were just a few hours sunlight left, so I decided to go back to the vineyard, trying to get a better shot of those hawks I spotted in the morning. Finally, I got a shot with a little bit more detail on the eye. Unfortunately, he disappeared afterwards, and I could not see if the bird was successful. And this is the perfect shot to end this video.
But this lens does perform way better. The stabilization and the autofocus is just amazing. In 2 weeks I'm gonna go to oh god.